Hi guys, this is the Polestar 3. It's a luxury mid-size SUV EV in the E segment. Goes up against cars like the Audi Q8 e-tron, the Porsche Cayenne electric, and of course its own cousin, the car that it's based on, the Volvo EX90. Now this thing went on sale last year. Prices for the range start at just under £70,000, but this is the long range dual motor. It starts at $75,900, but this particular test car actually weighs in a little bit more because this also has options such as HD headlights, pilot pack, plus other stuff. All of that adds up and skyrockets the price to £85,300 for this car. I'll get into some of the details of exactly what that is. And of course, as usual, I'll put all the specs and details and everything on the screen so you'll see them there, but I can tell you that it comes with 483 brake horsepower, 840 Newton meters of torque, giving it a 0 to 60 miles per hour acceleration time of 4.8 seconds. The range on this car is 390 miles. Now, the only optional pack that this car doesn't have is the performance pack. With that, you'd even get bigger 22-inch rims instead of the 20s that you see on this car, but you'd also get more power and torque. In fact, the power jumps up to 510 brake horsepower with 910 Newton meters of torque, 0 to 60 being 0.3 of a second quicker, but the range actually drops by 42 miles to 348 miles. So frankly, as a family-friendly SUV, you don't really need the performance pack. This is the one to go for. This thing is nearly 4.9 meters long, it's just over 2 meters wide and just over 2.5 tons. Now, it's got some clever suspension on it. It's got dual chamber active air suspension with adaptive ride height, which you can control both from inside and from the boot as well, which I'll show you in a minute. Also, the cabin is dripping in sustainable materials. It's got a frankly outrageous part of the option pack on this car, a 1600 watt 25 speaker Bowers Wilkins sound system with Dolby Atmos surround sound, plus 9 exterior cameras on this thing and even 2 infrared smart eye tracking cameras on the inside. So this thing has got a lot of stuff on it. As usual, we'll take a look around the outside of the car, we'll check out the boot, we'll check out the rear, we'll check out the front interior, and then we'll take it for a drive.
A brown car guy.
So the first thing I want to show you is the front of the car, and of course it has the signature Thor hammer headlights that both Volvo and Polestar do. If you didn't know, Polestar is obviously an offshoot of Volvo. And on the front here, it's got the script right here, Smart Zone Sensor Cluster, and you can see the script comes along with this sort of graphic all the way along here. Now, with the amount of abuse the front of a car takes, I wonder how long that script is going to stay that crisp. But what intrigues me even more than that is like some kind of a hypercar or supercar. It has, I don't know what you want to call it, a front spoiler, a front splitter, or whatever, but it's got this here, this blade, this air blade right on the front of the car. And honestly, it's actually kind of weird to have this on a family SUV because it's completely open, and the main thing that concerns me about that is how do you keep that clean? So as mentioned, these are the massive 20-inch rims on this car, shod with Michelin Pilot Sport tires, a little bit sporty for something like this, right? And this is where it tells you what it is. Polestar 3 with the spec there. Why is it on the side? I think badges should always be on the back, right? You can put them on the side and make sure you got it on the back as well. This is the big mirror unit. The lens itself doesn't move. The whole unit moves. It's mounted on this plinth with a pivot here. Don't want to knock that off because that would be quite expensive. Flush door handles, nice bit of glass area here, and you see the bottom part, the cladding there. It kind of pinches the waistline a little bit to sort of slim it down a little bit, make it look a little bit better. It's also got an open spoiler on the back as well, on the roof as well. And here is where you charge it. So you click that, open it, and there you go. Now on the Polestar 4, inevitably I will be comparing this with the Polestar 4 because I've also reviewed that. Check that out also on my channel. On that one, this is powered. On this one, it's not. But anyway, no big problem. Anyway, time to check out the boot. Right, so let's check out the boot. You can operate it by kicking it, but there's also a button underneath here which is quite handy when that doesn't always work. In here you have got some like I think 483 liters of space. I'll put the correct amount on the screen if I got that wrong. And one of the things that it's got part of the option pack on this car is this foldable floor. So not only is this like a dual floor thing, but actually you can open it up and you see there's a big cavity down there, quite a deep one as you can see. And what it does is that you can actually take this floor, fold it, and put it like that, it hooks up there and there, so that if you want to put your shopping stuff some stuff at the back there, and then put some shopping bags in the front here. So you can separate it, you can basically compartmentalize it. And then over here you've got a pocket, you've got a hook, you've got netting hooks there as well. Same on this side. You've got a power supply on the back, and also you've got these buttons here. So I don't know if it has a tow hook, does it? Yes, it does. So there you go. It's got a tow hook as well on this one. So if I press that, I should be able to get rid of it as well. I didn't actually know it, until this moment, I didn't know it actually had that. So there you go. There's something we've discovered together. And hopefully that will go back. Oh, look at that, nice movement. And then also I can operate the height of the car. So I can lower it. So if you want to get heavier luggage in and you need to lower the car to be able to do that, you saw that that went down, and then I can put it back up again as well. So there you go. That's quite handy. Time to check out the interior. Right. My first time, let me clean, it's just started raining. Can you believe all this week it's been hot and sunny and dry, and of course now that I'm filming the review, it's got wet. So inevitably, gonna make that carpet dirty. Sorry, Polestar. Feet are a little bit tight in there. This is similar to how it was in the Polestar 4. The feet are a little bit tight, and maybe the knees are a little bit higher because, again, don't forget, being an electric car, the batteries are on the platform, so the floors tend to be a little bit higher. But having said that, loads of knee room, loads of headroom, shoulder room, no problem at all. So actually very spacious and very comfortable back here. You have obviously Isofix Chelsea anchor points. You've got an armrest, big old armrest there with, look at that, fancy cup holders. Nice. I like the motion on that. Now, I don't think that these seats in the Polestar 4, they did recline, but I don't see that these ones recline. I think these ones are pretty static. Now, what you do get back here is you get USB-C charging points, but you also get heated rear seats, which I don't really need right now, and you can control the temperature. So I guess it's a tri-zone climate control system. Of course, the Bowers and Wilkins sound system, and your reading lights, map lights, whatever you want to call them. And you got this huge glass roof, panoramic roof as well. It doesn't open, of course, but it's there. And you have pockets as well, door pockets. But other than that, good headrest as well. And you get there you go. There's your bio-attributed micro tech, blah blah blah, sustainable fox leather or whatever that is. Vegan leather, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, that's the rear. Look at little vents here as well. That's handy. And a little hook. That's cool. So that's the back of the car. Let's go and see what the front is like. Wow, hope I haven't made this too messy. Sorry. Oh dear. Oh, it's a hopeless case trying to keep the carpet clean in these conditions. But anyway, we try our best. Here you go, 73%, 230 miles. That's the first thing that greets you on the smaller screen here. You have obviously the bigger, huge screen here. Now on the Polestar 4, it's this way. On this car, it's this way. It does not rotate. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this because I did cover a lot of the similar features of this in the other review, but I will give you some basics. So for example, obviously it's fully connectable. You can connect everything to it. And one of the things you got to keep in mind is that some features are on here. So you're thinking, where's the glove box? Well, glove box is here. Look at that, see? That's how you open the glove box. Otherwise, there doesn't appear to be any other way. There's no handle or anything like that in order to open it. That's nice. That's plastic, kind of. That says Polestar. I don't know if you can just make it out. Over here, this is soft, and this is sort of canvasy, but it's quite soft, rubberized. That's beautiful. Doesn't fit with this car, honestly. I don't think that design actually fits with this car in any way whatsoever, but it's just a gorgeous thing to look at. It's like the sort of something out of a 50s American car. That's what that looks like. It's absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, I think. So it's just a nice little feature to have there. I like the way it's suspended, like it's some kind of a jet engine or something with wings on it. Bowers and Wilkins sound system down here. You've got your controls for your locks there and your windows there. Nothing on this side. This is your gear lever, which also I think operates the cruise control as well. Now I did once have it in drive and I accidentally used that to indicate rather than that one. That does everything else, indicators, wipers, all the rest of it, and I felt the car surge, so I'm guessing that it went into cruise control automatically. There are buttons on here, but they're not clearly marked, but you can control stuff through here. In fact, for example, just like with the previous car, so if you want to make adjustments, So to the mirror, for example, the side mirrors. So you click on side mirrors here, you go right mirror, and then as you can see, it tells you to do it from there. And as you can see, if I do that, then nothing happens. Let me try that again. So right mirror, yeah, then that should, there you go. So now it's moving. And it only likes to move once. What is this? Oh, there you go, there you go. So as you can see, what I was telling you about, where it pivots off the plinth actually. And similarly, like if you want to do the steering wheel, you can operate the steering wheel, adjust that also from the buttons here, and the head-up display, which this has also got, if you can just make it out there, and you get this control here as well. Other features on here, you got the big map, glove box adjustments, camera, so you got the full 360 camera, reversing as well. So if I hit the brakes and put that into reverse, then you got reversing as well, shows you the line, shows you everything. Got tons of cameras, as we've already discussed. Let me put that back into park, and then you can hit that, and you've got the other features that come up here. Bluetooth player, radio, phone. Now I want to just show you, because it's got this incredible sound system on here. I mean, actually I should before I do that, let me just show you the let's go into settings, and then here you have drive. So in drive, you've got creep mode, the one pedal mode. I've got it in low because I find the regular one too, but you know what, we'll give it a try. We'll give it a try later on. Steering feel, I put in firm because I like firm. I put the suspension into standard, although you got nimble and firm as well. Power delivery, don't need performance on this car, so I've got that in standard. Sports mode. Now this is interesting. It's a sports mode off, traction off. I think that's a bit confusing for most people, because most people go, oh, sports mode, I want that on, but then they might lose some of the traction systems. So I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. There's a hill descent system there as well. Assist, that's your lane keeping assist and all the rest of it. Traffic sign recognition, speed limit warning, when you should be told that you should need to take a break for tea and stuff like that. Charging, privacy, connect, sound. So this is the bit that I wanted to show you. This is phenomenal, because, and the sound is incredible. I can't show you the sound obviously on this video, but you got, this is how you set it up. So you can set it up how you want the sound. Sound is there, and when you go there, you got studio sound, right? And where you can choose who you want it for. You got stage sound, which is your regular stuff. Then you got Abbey Road. Abbey Road, if you remember, that's where Beatles famously recorded their songs. And in Abbey Road, you got producer. Look at the graphics, I love this. And then you got expansive. You got energized, an old tape player, and then you got open, and you got intimate, just with the mic. So it's pretty cool. I like which one? Energize is the one I liked. So there you go, and that's your car settings, and again, you know how to set all the car and stuff like that. Over here you have a charger for your wireless charger for your phone. This is the only knob control button that you got, and this is for the stereo. You got cup holders here. You got a cubby box, which is actually quite deep. If you see how deep my hand went down into there, and then you've also, oh, I should have said you got a cover for the cup holders, so you can do that. You got a pocket here, which is kind of weird, so you can actually open that up. And also another good thing I should mention is a relic of Volvos is this thing that they always have on Volvos, which is this sort of little plastic clasp that you have just on the windscreen to stick your receipts and stuff into. You also got the USB-C charging points there, and quite a bit of space down here as well. Comfy, spacious, great headrest, speakers in them. Look at that, Bowers and Wilkins, they've got speakers in the headrest as well. So the sound really hits you in this car. Right, how is it on the road? I think that's what we need to find out next. Hope you're enjoying this video. Make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe if you're not already doing so. And support independent automotive journalism channels like mine. You can do that at patreon.com, coffee.com, or taking out a subscription right here on YouTube. Or you know what, better still, you can go and buy my books. I've got 3 books out now. They're all on Amazon. They're all available to buy. More details on this are in the description, but buying any of these books will certainly help. Thanks so much for watching. Okay, so let's go for a drive. We'll put it into drive now. One of the things I forgot to show you before was this trip meter. I don't know if you can see it on that camera. So this is, I reset this. So because I reset it, I know that since I've had the car, I haven't driven many miles in the car, mostly just been driving around town. So I've only done less than 30 miles in this car. Now, the thing is, because I'm going through a gate, it's gone to the camera, it's freaked out. Now, I've done 30 miles, less than 30 miles, but it's showing me 230 mile range. And when I got the car, it had a 290 mile range. So as you can see, I've lost 60 miles of range, whereas I've only done less than 30 miles. So this is a little bit odd, because with the Polestar 4, I found that one to actually be quite accurate when it came to predicting the actual range, and compared to how much mileage I had done and how much range I had lost, there was only like 2 or 3 in it. It wasn't a lot of difference. But this one, I mean, that's substantial. I've lost 30 miles. So I don't know if that's just because I've been doing mostly around town or what it is. Now it's interesting, because if you go into the history thing here, then it shows you, gives you a breakdown of how much the battery has used. So 78% of that, of the battery usage, has been because of the driving. So that's where that's been used up, from driving. And then 7% is the climate, so climate control. And then 15% battery care and electronics. Interesting. So that's what that shows you. It gives you a range assistance as well. So I guess this tells you like how much you're doing, how far you'll go, what your consumption is. So 24 kilowatt per 100 miles hour, kilowatt hour per 100 miles is telling you all of that information there. And there's a trip meter. So what we'll do is we'll take it for a drive around town. We'll continue to drive it around town, because that's the sort of thing that, you know, you do in this particular car, I reckon. So what we'll do is we'll go into settings, and we'll have a play with you know, the drive settings here. So like I said, steering is in firm, and the suspension is in standard mode. So now we're stopping at a traffic light. As promised, we'll put the one pedal drive into standard mode. We'll leave ESC doesn't make any sense to me. We'll put the performance on, and we'll put the suspension into firm. We'll leave the steering in, no, let's try steering in light and see how that feels. I suspect I'll have to change that, because I always prefer a bit of heft to my steering. On the screen here, I can actually, from the button here, if I press this, it actually rotates me through, so I can see a map on this screen, or if I click it again, then I can see, you know, a graphic layout of all the cars around me, my car, and then the traffic around me, you know, like modern cars do, because apparently you're not able to see with your eyes. But anyway, that's what it does. But with all the cameras on this thing, I'm not surprised it can see all the cars around me. And it identifies, well, actually the buses, it's saying it's lorries. So although they're buses, but it's describing them as lorries on here. But anyway, I'll give it that much. SUVs, it does log most of them as SUVs, so that's interesting. Does it notice smaller cars? No, I think it thinks everything's an SUV. Yeah, it thinks everything's an SUV. Everything looks like a Volvo SUV. That's what's happening here. So immediately I can sense that the ride has firmed up. It's a little bit more. So the ride is actually very good on this car, despite those massive wheels that we've got on it. It's actually very good. So even in the firm setting, I can feel a little bit more transmission coming through from the road, but not unnecessarily harsh or anything like that. But I would be tempted to put it back. Now actually also the one pedal mode is actually better on this car than it was on the Polestar 4. The reason I put it into low on this car was because when I got the Polestar 4 it was on the standard mode, and I found it to be very aggressive, very bitey, and it was quite hard to make smooth progress. So in this one I immediately put it into low, but actually I think that, you know, yeah, it does actually, it is a little bit, but actually I think I could manage this. Yeah, I can actually manage this one. So I'm going to leave that in there. The suspension, I'm going to put it back into, let's try nimble. And nimble, so that the steering is way too light. The steering is definitely way too light. And put it into standard. Yeah, standard's a bit better, but I like, yeah, firm actually does really firm it up. It makes it nice and meaty. So I'm going to leave it in firm. And I'm going to leave the suspension in nimble for now. That seems to be fine. So all good. All around visibility in this car is great. Now this one has a proper mirror, proper rear window, unlike the Polestar 4 which I tested, which has a digital one and no rear window at all. But you do have two big headrests at the back there that block part of the view backwards. But then the mirrors are pretty good. And actually all around visibility actually generally has not been a problem. That side of the bonnet just does dip away a little bit, but hasn't been too much of an issue to place the car at all. And of course, again, with the cameras, that's really helpful. And also the fact that, you know, there's a button right there, which at lower speeds you see it, and you can hit it, and straight away you get a camera, and it shows you all around the car. So this is the thing. I was just trying to adjust the mirror, and the icon that was there is now. I'm sure there's ways to set this up, and if you own the car long enough, then you'll probably get used to it, and you'll set it up. But that's not there on the main screen. I have to go into settings, and also the glove box opening is not there on the main screen now. So I don't know why these things have moved around, but maybe it's based on it thinks you're driving, perhaps. Maybe that's why. Maybe if I put it into park. But I mean, you know, there's too much thinking going on your behalf on these cars. That's the problem. And sometimes, you know, you just want to be, you know, when you're driving along, you just want to reach across. No, apparently it says no, you shouldn't be doing that. So that's that then. So one of the things I've found already is after another 5 miles, I've lost 10 miles of range. And I wonder if it's got to do with the settings in terms of, you know, the drive settings as well. So let's just double check those. I took it out of performance actually. So if I put it into performance, yeah, immediately you feel the difference there. No, it doesn't make any difference. Actually, it's still showing me the same range. So put it into performance. Oops. And yes, you do feel immediately. You feel like except the throttle response picks up a little bit. No, it doesn't make a difference to that. So I'll leave it in performance. Put the suspension back into. Put it into sports mode. Does that make any difference? No, that doesn't make any difference. Oh no, actually, I think it has made a difference. I've lost 20 miles. So let me put it back into range again. Let me try that. Maybe it takes a little while for it to update. That's alarming though, isn't it? This is where you can also, you can control the ride height from here as well. Yeah, 20 miles. So 20 miles, so if you put it into performance, it reduces the mileage by 20 miles. But having said that, that's still, I mean, I'm in range now. So that's still, you know, so actually what I've said previously about losing 60 miles still applies. Because I didn't have it in performance before. Get around the roundabout a little bit, shall we? I mean, it's, you know, it's all-wheel drive. A little bit of understeer, but generally quite precise. No drama really. We can maybe give it some beans here on this road, and let's slow it up a little bit. Whoa! Okay, yeah. That's pretty relentless. That's pretty good. It's not as quick as the Polestar 4. Obviously, that was the fastest Polestar of them all, and this one doesn't have the performance pack on it. But nonetheless, oh, every time you plunge the throttle pedal, boy, does it accelerate! Definitely. And I haven't lost. It's still on 200 because I put it back onto performance, so it's showing 200-mile range, 69% charge. So I haven't lost too much there. But yeah, generally it's fine. So the acceleration is good, and the ride is in nimble now. Again, I put it into standard. There's not a lot of difference between standard and nimble, but in firm, yeah, in firm you do start to feel. Actually, you do start. Oh yeah, you do start to feel quite a bit in firm, but in nimble it's actually fine. So I think I should just leave it in nimble. That's not too bad. Steering in firm, and performance on. Good bit of acceleration, holds the road tightly. Body control is very, very good as well. I mean, you know, it's a car that you can't really complain about. It's not a sports car. It's not meant to be a sports car. You shouldn't drive it as a sports car, I don't think. But having said that, it's got the performance there. It's got the ability there. It's got the grip and the handling. So again, let's just put it on firm on this quite rough road. And yeah, you're really being shoved around. Put it on nimble and standard. I mean, this road, I know it's really rough, but actually, no, nimble is fine actually on that one. So nimble, I guess maybe just give it, oh no, actually this road is really rough. But no, I think normally nimble is fine. So the suspension, like I said, you get that rigidity, but the active suspension on this car, I think is doing a really good job of disguising some of that rigidity that you normally get, that excessive transmission sometimes that you normally get in an EV. So in that sense, it's quite good. And got a few interesting corners here. Oh, good. I mean, the direction change is not too bad, you know. It holds the road, turns in, and you can get on the throttle pretty quickly. It grips and it goes. Yeah, I mean, considering the size of the car, considering, you know, what it is, it's not too bad at all. You can actually deploy the considerable torque that it's got with relative confidence on this car. There are things that it's doing, like the steering sometimes is following the lanes and it's tightening the belt when it thinks it's about to collide with something which is not. So, you know, that's what all of these modern cars do, but overall, generally not too bad. So what do we think of the car? Polestar 3. I think, you know, if it wasn't for the price, I'd give it a hearty recommendation, but it's not a cheap car, so you really have to think about it and think about it carefully. But having said that, I think in many ways this is a more resolved car than the Polestar 4, which is all about being a bit gimmicky, a bit sporty, and all the rest of it. This feels a little bit more Volvo-like. It feels a bit more practical, a bit more sensible, and the sort of car that, you know, makes more sense when you live with it day to day. It's just the price thing that you have to worry about. But having said that, the stereo, which you haven't been able to listen to, but I have been listening to, is absolutely fantastic. Anyway, there's my review of the car. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe on your way out, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Shout out time, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, if you enjoy my content, why not get involved? Buy me a coffee. You can do that at either of these links. Or if you're watching on YouTube, buy me a thanks or take out a membership. It all helps. It really does.